Welcome to another harness racing update highlights video from the Lexington Selected Yearling Sale. I'm Heather Vitale. Now, I've been called a lot of things, but never a fortune teller. However, based on the incredible success that we've seen this week at the auction, I think that I can predict it's going to be another super session as we head into day 4. There are many buyers who show up for only the first few days of the sale, and many others who come out for just the latter part. Then there are a lot of horsemen who are here for the entire duration of the yearling sale. Anthony MacDonald of TheStable is one of those guys. But he's not just here buying, he's also here broadcasting. We pulled aside a busy Anthony to find out more. Before we get into this whole production you got going on here, let's talk about the stable itself. Explain that to everybody.
That's pretty simple. We built a way for everyday people to get involved in horse racing at a very affordable amount. When you look at horse racing, people look at it as a sport of kings. Or if you went up to anybody on the street, you yourself, and said, "Hey, if you want to get in horse racing, how do you think you would do it?" Nobody would have an answer. And what we've tried to do is allow the entertainment and the draw of this industry to be easily accessible, something we've never done in this industry before. So allowing people to get involved with horse racing, much like you would go to a football game or a hockey game, in those same terms, focusing on the entertainment and the experience.
And how long have you had this stable? And obviously it's going pretty well.
Yeah. 7 or 8 years now, I think. We've had the stable. My wife and I opened it up in 2014, 15. 8 years, I think, we're going on.
Now, there's a lot of owners that are part of this. How many do you have now? And how many horses?
After today, we have around 125 horses, and they're spread out over 2 continents and 3 countries. And we have over 900 clients. Now, the most impressive number I felt was the one Kelly gave me the other day. I think we've signed up, or Wendy did, we signed up 22 people, I think, since September 5th.
Well, how is this sale going for you? And I've seen you sign, and so how many have you bought? Because actually we're just at day 4, so getting into it, how many you got now?
The beauty of what we do is we attract and deal with a lot of people. So we have purchased 13 horses, but we actually have 17 as of right now coming back to the stable with us, and we still have 2 days of the sale left. So, what we try to do is make it inviting for clients to be involved, but also breeders. There's a number of breeders that maybe their horse was taken out of the sale. Maybe their horse just didn't bring what they considered fair market value. We're always after that, and that's, quite frankly, that is how the stable started, right? Diamond Creek, Blue Chip, a number of farms that worked with us when we didn't have a lot of money and we didn't have a lot of clients, but we had what I thought was a pretty good idea. It's worked out really well, and we're going to continue to stay true to the core of the stable, and that is affordability and working with the people in the industry, the breeders and the owners.
Now, what do you got going on with, you got computers and microphones, and this is for your clients, right?
That's it, yeah. We want to make sure that everybody gets a taste of what we see every day, and it's a lot of work, but Curtis always pulls it off, and I don't even think that I realized what a true talent Mark McKelvey was until I saw him operate this week. We had so many people that we were literally pulling people out of the crowd to interview them, and Mark was talking to them like he had prepped for hours and hours about talking to these people. He just we understand it's pretty simple. People want to have the information that we see. We take it for granted. We get to walk through the crowd and see the sale going on and take in the atmosphere here in Lexington. It's tremendous. This is the best week in horse racing if you like young horses. And unless you're here, it's not easy to explain it, right? So we're doing our best to bring all of what we take in and all of what we see and bring them to our clients. But I can guarantee you're going to have more fun owning a horse with the stable than you are going to Disney World, and I will take that bet any single day. And that is what the stable is about competing on a level playing field with other entities that I guarantee you we can beat.
I love that. You know what? No long lines. Now you might get a little queasy as if you're on a ride sometimes when your horse goes behind the gate and you're a little bit nervous, but at least you don't have to stand 45 minutes in a line. You can kick back or go to the track and have some fun. Absolutely.
Disney doesn't have a roller coaster that lasts 7 or 8 months, that's for sure.
Yes. Now, where can everyone see this broadcast that you're doing here at the sale?
That's great. You can go to our Facebook page, TheStable.ca, or our YouTube page. I didn't want to push it too much because we really didn't know what we were going to do when we get down here. A lot of this, Curtis always makes everything look so polished, but it is not. I can assure you of that. So we just wanted to get down here and get a feel for it. Next year, we're going to push it to it. And I hope HRU, I hope everybody understands what we did here, because this is the pinnacle of standardbred horse racing is this week, and they should have shows. All the stables should have shows. Everybody in horse racing should have a show for everybody to watch. We're the first ones to do it. It'll be twice as big next year, and we're not going anywhere. So that's the stable or our broadcast here from Lexington. You can see it on Facebook. You can see it on YouTube. If you can't find it, you can call me, text me, and I'll help you.
Always an innovator, this guy right here. Yes, thank you so much, and thank you for all that you do. There are almost 1,000 yearlings who are stabled here at Fasig-Tipton this week, which made it ultra tough in my quest to find Heather's prettiest horse at the sale. Yeah, believe it or not, that's a thing. You have no idea of the investigative work and effort it takes to narrow down the list to just one. So who is it? Let's talk to the guy who bought him. Ron, I would like to congratulate you on buying Heather's prettiest horse of the 2022 Lexington Selected Yearling Sale. Do you know which one it is?
Sweet Lou Colt out of Midland Acres, for sure. We said it's one of the prettiest horses we've ever bought, so I don't know if it'll be fast, but it is pretty.
And I know you don't win any money like in beauty contests on the racetrack, but there's obviously something that you liked about him because you spent $50,000 on him.
Yeah, it's first time Sweet Lou. I think he steps the mare up. It's a sire upgrade. So, and he was pretty. I mean, he really was pretty. It's worth at least one more bid.
Yeah, his name is Sweet Lou to the rescue. So, I mean, I love that. So now, did you come for him? I mean, obviously you came for a whole bunch of them, but did you, when you saw him, say, you know what, we're going to go home with him?
It's funny, Jerry Silva called me and he says, hey, I'm at Midland Acres. There's one we have to buy. And I said, Jerry, I know which one you're talking about with even saying. I said, I'm sure we can buy it. I can't see us not buying it. But it was a little more than I thought we'd have to pay, which I kind of like that. Every Sweet Lou, we had to pay a little more than we thought. And I think it's because he's become very accepted by everybody else. So the ones that we even lost some that I really thought we would get. So it's a good sign, as a sire, he's strong. People are willing to pay for him. It's a good thing for the horse.
Now, how many have you gotten so far? We just want to make note that we're like halfway through day 4. So, do you know any totals?
I think we're right around 20. It's getting close to 20. Between us, Scott Dillon, Bill Donovan, we're around 20. So, and, our big day too now will be Friday night because that's Ohio. Ohio's become our second home. Obviously we're not, we got some in the first sale, but we have a bunch of homebreds. But, we like to have a lot for Ohio. We like to, a lot of places to race there, a lot of different programs, and yeah, we'll get some tomorrow for sure.
Well, I'm sure you're excited for a big weekend at the Red Mile, but I do want to ask you about Bulldog Hanover. I mean, he's like the it horse right now, a lot of buzz about him. Do you get excited about seeing even other people's great horses?
Not when they're beating me. Being honest, last week I said, hell with this. Tired of laying down for him, we're going to race him. We sent our horses out of there. And then after the owners are like, well, maybe if we race this way, we could have, I said, yeah, we'd have got beat 4 instead of 5. He's just better than us right now. Like, we kept him out on the outside. We had him 3 deep into a cornfield, and he won by 6 or whatever under dead grips running off up the backside. Right now, there's not an answer for him. I thought maybe if you stretched him and put him in a bad spot, didn't matter. He could have started from the parking lot. He was beating us. So, I really thought working on a mystery he'd have a great year this year, and he probably would have, except for Bulldog Hanover. I mean, He's a once-in-a-lifetime run right now. I've always said somebody somewhere, best horse I ever saw, not close. It's getting close.
Well, you might be interested in knowing this. I will not be there at Lexington to watch Bulldog Hanover because I'm going to see the best horse I've ever seen in my whole life. I got a date with Foiled again, you know.
Yeah, no, it's pretty exciting. He gets to go out and do something. I'm sure he'll enjoy it. He sees my parents every day, but I'm sure he'd like to see more than my mom and dad. So, it'll be, nice for him. People asked if they could come get him and take him. We're like, sure. He's so, friendly now and everything. Looks great. So he'll have there, and then right after that, he'll pack it up and head to Florida. It's time to go home again.
Yeah, I don't know how happy he'll be seeing the woman walk around with her phone, taking 100 selfies with him. Saturday, Shenandoah Downs, by the way. I'll be doing Facebook Lives, a little plug for me. But if you want to know and see Foiled again and know what's going on with him, because everybody asks me all the time what's going on with Foiled again, and I know they do too with you.
Yeah, he just gets heavier. That's all he does. And then he goes down to Florida, he runs it off, and then he comes back home in the summer and gets heavier. So, he'll have a good winter. He likes to run alongside the fence while the babies train. I think he thinks he could beat them, and most of them he probably still could.
Well, thank you, Ron, and have a good rest of the sale. I know there's still quite a lot to do. Another day, but a lot of work.
Yeah, today's an easy day, but tomorrow's going to be back to the grind. Plus, racing. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we've got to go.
Going into session 4, the gross of the sale so far was a record $55.5 million. Now that meant that this year's auction was only a little more than $1 million away from last year's total for that entire week. So let's get an update now from Director of Operations, David Reid, for our recap. Okay, David, did we hit that goal?
Yeah, we hit it. We ended up, we sold 164 or 65 horses today, and we broke the $60 million barrier. I think we're just $500,000 over $60 million. So we hit the goal, and another solid session here today. We had a few less horses, obviously, than the last 2 sessions, but they rolled along at a good clip. They were selling about 40 an hour, and just got done around 6:15, and everyone now they can actually go and take a deep breath and have a good dinner tonight.
Yeah, it is kind of nice getting done early. It's still light out. Anybody commented to you about that yet?
Yeah, oh yeah. They always comment, but they just commented maybe we can just get them out of here a little earlier the last 2 nights. But tonight, a lot of smiles were on their face when they left here. So, well, like I said earlier in the week, we always start to plan for next year, and we'll see how that shakes out and whatever. But there's some opinions about maybe starting a little earlier or keeping it the same or starting a little later. We've had a little bit of a mixed bag of opinions, but today another solid day. We averaged a little bit over last year. Average was up, median was up, gross was up all over last year marginally, and it was a good solid day for sure. Launching into tomorrow night, I think it sets up great, and it's really been, the weather's been great, the people have been great, the flow's been great, operations. So listen, from an operational point of view, we're very happy. We haven't had any really hiccups for sure.
Now tomorrow, let's just plug that a little bit. That's a big Ohio night, right?
Big Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, it's a regional market, but obviously down by the seaside is the king, right? So, people are gonna be excited to see them. But there's a mixed bag, and we've had this night for 5, 6, 7, 8 years, been very successful, and I think there'll be a lot of energy here tomorrow night, and we'll see what type of roar the down by the seasides give us, but it'll be a good roar, I think.
All right, well, I'll see you tomorrow for a Friday night party.
Yeah, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thanks.
I can't believe that we're already through 4 sessions. But you know what? We still have 1 more day of yearlings to go. So I will see you back here tomorrow for more from the Lexington Selected Yearling Sale. Now, of course, you can go to harnessracing.com for complete coverage. I'm Heather Vitale, and this has been an HRU production.